So sorry. Hello, everyone. This is Nipasa. Thank you so much for joining us here on Immigration Talk Show and welcome to Daily Immigration Dose. So, yes, I'm very excited for today's episode. It's going to be another new one with another very interesting topic. And before I have my co host Sam join us, I want to read out this very important disclaimer. And that is by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. And yes, friends, you can also join us on our channel and you can participate in this conversation. Please feel free to join us to share what you think. And you can do that by commenting wherever you're watching us. And we are streaming live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. So join us, comment, and you can also call us in this number 425 436 6335. And when they ask for the access code, just dial in 988 888. So once you're in, you say your hello, and we will be able to hear you. So join us. And that's it, friends. It's going to be a very interesting topic of discussion today because it's timely, it's happening, everybody's worried what's happening. So, what is the role of social media in US visa and green card processing? Everybody's concerned because social media has somehow become a huge part of our lives, right? From the moment we open our eyes in the morning to the time we close at night to take get some rest. So it's going to be very important, and we are going to discuss on many pointers. Like why it is being monitored, why the type of content that is considered like a red flag, and who is most affected, and so on and so forth. So definitely stay with us today, friends. And yes, without further ado, please help me welcome my co host, Sam. Hi, Sam. Uh, Very nice to have you, and I'm excited for today's session as well.
Same here. Hi, Napasa, and hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Talk Show. I'm so happy to have you all here and really excited for this session because, whenever we talk about social media, Napasa, we all get really excited. We all start thinking our posts, our tweets, our Facebook, everything. And of course, you said it very well from good morning to good night. We have all the updates regarding, what are we posting, what reels have we have seen in the morning, and that reel goes on and on in our mind. But the surprising thing is that we have never thought that ever in our life, our visa approval is going to decide by our social media activity. So this is
Mhm.
quite surprising, and this is, I would say, a bit challenging also because social media is, people post anything without even their second thought.
Yeah.
But I think now it is playing a major role, especially in deciding your US immigration journey. So I would suggest, friends, if you are planning or if you are planning to travel to the United States, then I think this episode is really going to be very informative and very, I would say, insightful as well. Because in this webinar, we are going to discuss also what's happening and what people should do, and also how they can take care of themselves and what major post the governments are looking towards the I would say the post that shouldn't be posted or that post that shouldn't be liked, or you basically you have to take care of it. So yeah,
Right.
without any further ado, I think I should also let our viewers know that we are live on YouTube, available on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. So many social media platforms again. And please join us on this webinar by dialing up the number that is 425 436 6335 with the access code 988888. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. So, yeah, I think Napasa, without any further ado, let's start with the news update.
All right, Sam, for sure. But I think you should go ahead. But before that, I just wanted to say, social media. Once it was seen entirely for social purposes or recreational, entertainment for that matter. I mean, something to just relax and learn. Also, maybe at the same time, But it's unexpectedly taken this turn, and it has become like a sort of a significant factor, in everybody's life, especially when you talk about immigration, the vetting that's happening, and also national security. So, yes, I mean, we have seen a lot of recent changes, policy shifts, especially under our President Trump's administration. and social media scrutiny is really no longer just like a future concern. It's the current reality. It's already happening. So careful, friends. I mean, even sarcasm can cost you a lot. So take care. So, Sam, why don't you go ahead with the first news update, and I'll follow.
Sure. All right, so this is a news trend that is very important, and that is OPT work visa, what it means for Indian students in the United States. So, right now, there's another news regarding the OPT. Let's explore what it is. So, there's a big development coming out of the US administration, and it could cause affect the future of thousands of Indian students who are studying there. There's a new bill that has been introduced that aims to end the OPT, that is Optional Practical Training Program, which allows the international students to work in the US after completing their graduation. And how is this affecting Indian students and why? Because this is a major concern regarding the Indian students. So, India is now the top country of origin for international students in the US. And that for sure we all know. With over 331,000 students that has been recorded from 2023 to 2024. And that is a 23% increase from previous years. So, out of those, nearly 97,556 Indian students were using OPT. So, we can understand that so many people, so many students, who were fond of this new program and they were using already OPT, and that's like a 41% rise from before. So, this is a matter of concern right now because STEM students completely rely on OPT to gain job experience in tech and engineering firms. And without OPT, as the program has been saying that now the OPT is going to get an end. So without OPT, they may lose the chance to work in the US. And of course, their successful career, as what most of the OPT students have in the US, they are going to get rid of that, even after spending years studying there. Many Indian students also took huge education loans, hoping to pay them back when they'll get the US salaries after graduation. And also, if OPT ends, they may be forced to leave immediately. Of course, because after OPT, their status will also be changed, and they won't be continue with their status. And without any income or job opportunity, this will cause them emotional and financial stress as well. So, friends, my question to you is that what do you guys think? Should international students be allowed to work after graduation or return home directly? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, according to Purvi Chautney, who was a founder of LawQuest, she said that if the bill passes, students may have no option to transition to another visa like H1B unless they have already been selected. This could result in immediate exit from the US. So, friends, what are the Indian students doing now? Many are canceling travel plans to avoid being locked out of the US. Some are urgently applying for H1B roles through American or Indian tech companies. And some are also looking for the different countries like Canada, Europe, Australia, or UK as backup destinations. And some are feeling uncertain about their future in the US. So, of course, there are top universities like Columbia, Yale, and Cornell have even unofficially advised students not to travel home during breaks. So, why is this happening? This proposal aligns with broader goals for tighter immigration control as part of campaign promises around because they want to protect the American jobs and strengthen the visa policies. So, yeah, I think the bill is still under review and it has already created a lot of tension for thousands of Indian students. And if it is going to pass, then of course there will be no OPT after graduation. There will be no US work experience, no US salary, no life in the US. There will be financial burden due to student loan and shift in global student preference towards other countries. So, the coming months, of course, it will be crucial not only for Indian students but for everyone. And students and families should stay informed, plan ahead, and also be prepared for different scenarios. Please let me know, friends, in the comments that what are your opinion? Will this change, where students choose to study in the future? I think this is the only time where we can connect more and more and, make each other aware about the different situation or the different incidents that's happening. So this was the news from my end, and I would love to know what are you thinking about it, not only in the comment section, but also directly connect with us on the call on the given number with the access code. And of course, we will have a very lively discussion on whatever incident or whatever thing that you have in your mind. I'm really excited for that. So, friends, also don't keep these information to yourself because it is very important to make others also aware regarding these very important updates. So please let your friends also know about this information and share the link of this webinar with them so that they can also participate and they can also learn more and more regarding the immigration world. So Napasa, this was the news from my end, and please let me know what have you got the other update.
I mean, mine too is pretty similar to what you just shared, and it's also with regard to Indian students in the U.S. So, more Indian students in the U.S. are now facing unexpected visa cancellations. When you look through the news, you wake up every day, and even over minor incidents like speeding, shoplifting. In fact, we spoke about this just recently in Daily Immigration Dose as well. So, what's really going on? What can students do if they find themselves in this situation? And many Indian students who are studying in the US have recently received surprise emails, stating that their visas have been revoked. And what's even more surprising is that some of these students were already cleared by US courts, or were involved in very minor issues, yet still their visa was terminated. And according to immigration attorneys as well, in these cases, students are being asked to leave the country, and it's known as self deportation as we all know it now. So within 15 days, that's very, very short, like to decide to leave the country, even if it's self deportation, right? There's a lot to think. I mean, it's your future in hand. You've paid all your fees, you've gotten your admission, you are following, abiding by the rules, attending class like a normal day, and suddenly you get to know that you've got just 15 days to leave. But yes, legal experts say that leaving the country should be a last resort. And to know what's happening more, the growing trend appears to be a part of a broader crackdown on immigration. Even top universities like Stanford, Harvard, and even Arizona State University are seeing students affected. Arizona State reported that around 50 international students recently had their visas cancelled. Harvard confirmed at least 3 cases. But it's not just Indian students. It's just one instance. Like a Fulbright scholar from Turkey as well was detained after attending a protest recently. You must have heard, and this is all raising concerns, about social media posts as well, and it's getting flagged through surveillance and AI screening as well. In fact, we have been speaking about this almost every day recently, right? If you look at yesterday's episode or the day before's episode as well, and also attorneys joining us in different webinars have been speaking about this. So check out our shows here on the Immigration Talk Show. Don't forget to subscribe also. And I hope that you benefit a lot from our content, and do not forget to share. So, yes, to sort of give you a sense of scale, over 11 lakh international students were studying in the US in 2023 to 2024, and they contributed nearly $44 billion dollars to the US economy. And Indian students recently overtook Chinese students as the largest international student group. But now, the US government has reportedly revoked over 300 student visas as of well, recently. So many of these students had no prior immigration or even criminal violations. So, what can students really do at this moment to receive like a visa revocation if they have received like a visa revocation notice? So, according to the American Law Immigration Lawyers Association, there are legal steps available, but they can be complex. One option is requesting reinstatement, from USCIS, but experts caution that this process is slow, really slow, expensive, and even can often be unsuccessful under the current environment, especially, and it also requires the student to admit to a status violation, even if they believe that they did nothing wrong. So, students do have the right to stay in the US and go through formal removal proceedings. And during that time, they can be represented by a lawyer at their own cost, of course, challenge the evidence presented, and even make their case in front, of an immigration judge. So, I think right now, immigration attorney Rajiv Khanna has advised international students to be, to keep all academic and visa records up to date. It's very important to keep all your documents up to date. Minor emails, closely, especially the ones used during the visa application, and avoid international travel during uncertain visa situations, just like Sam has said in her news update just now, and stay informed about changes in visa rules and enforcement. Very important to stay updated. Know the rules because they're changing every day. And these reports are certainly unsettling, especially for students who have invested heavily in their education. And it's really important to know that legal options do exist. So if you or someone you know is in a similar situation seeking timely legal advice, can really make a difference. So I do hope that you have your attorneys. And if you do not, check out our channel, Immigration Talk Show. Do not forget to subscribe because we keep having these amazing webinars with different immigration attorneys I mean, the content could be useful, but even better that we provide their contact information. And in case you want to consult with them urgently regarding your case, then find the contact information as well. So that's for my news update, Sam. And it's a situation very hard to agree with, but it is happening. And we all just
Mhm.
have to, be prepared for anything. They say, right? Like all the best, but be prepared for the worst. So let's just, prepare ourselves for anything that could come in.
That's absolutely right. And of course, right now, the immigration policies are also becoming uncertain. So every day we are waking up with different news, different policies, and different plannings also. So it's better, friends, for you all, to stay updated and also stay informed. And also, it would be best if you could, directly subscribe to our channel, Immigration Talk Show, because every day we have this daily immigration dose at 4 p.m. EDT, and we cover the most latest news, the most latest update that is happening in the world of immigration, so that on that day only, where our viewers are not even understanding what's happening, we come here with a very simple explanation, with a very simple discussion, so that our viewers get to know more and more, and inform themselves in a very easy way about what's happening. So I think now it's already time, Nipasa, that we should cover the topic that we have prepared for today's episode. So, of course, today the topic is what is the role of social media in US visa and green card processing? So, I think let me start with my very first segment, that is, why is social media being monitored by immigration authorities? So I think this is a big question, that everybody is having in their mind, and nobody has ever thought that social media is going to be checked or being, treated as in whether you are applicable to come into the US or not. But friends, let me tell you what is the real logic behind it. And that is, when we talk about social media, so it shows that what kind of a person you are, because even if you're not following someone, even if you're not going through each pictures or each post of that person, only by looking at the bio, that is 2 or 3 words. Some says wanderlust, that is always dreaming of travel. Some says bibliophile. Some says coffee addict, pizza over people, introvert energy, or nature is my therapy, anything. So by understanding or by reading through these bios only, we are getting to know that what does that person really like. And that shows that what kind of person that is. So, think about it, like we all share our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, ideologies through post, through likes, shares. Even the post that we like, for example, if I like fashion post more, So I'm directly going to have more likes or more comments in the fashion area, not maybe food, or not maybe in traveling area. But the other people who are more into traveling, of course, they are going to have their whole feed filled with traveling vlogs or traveling reels or post. So that gives the understanding that what type of a person that is, and also that gives a very easy way to understand like what that person really wants, and that gives a very quick brief about it. And that is why the US government has decided this time to go ahead and, it is a very quick way to understand someone's mindset. And that is why they have decided to check the whole social media account before letting them to come to the US. And they are doing it because of the security purpose. Of course, in recent time, we have been going through different rising tensions in different parts of the world. And the US wants to make sure that people, who goes against the law or who are not following proper US immigration policies, that shouldn't be allowed to enter to the US and stay in the country. And that is why the immigration officers are now paying extra attention to what visa and green card applications post online. Even if someone who is openly supporting anything that goes against the government or that goes against the laws of the immigration policies, then it will be considered like, that maybe your visa may be revoked, or maybe you won't be applicable to apply for the visa, or you won't be allowed to go enter into the US. And also, immigration is not a right, it's a privilege. That's what they have been saying. And just because you apply for a visa, doesn't mean the US has to accept you. Of course, that's not going to happen this time. They have the power to say yes or no based on what they found about you, even online. And they now this time you have to be very particular about what are you posting on social media, what post are you liking, what stories you are sharing, or anything. You can't say this time that, oh, I didn't meant it or mean it, or I just shared without even a second thought. I think this time, friends, you have to be very particular about it. And of course, it's nothing that, your freedom is being snatched away. It is about the security of the whole nation. And that is their main agenda, that anyhow, they don't want to give, any second chance to just be little careless about the security of their nation. And that is the reason why the authorities are taking this step. That is why they want to use the social media platform, so that they'll get a whole understanding about the background of that person, what that person does, and what is the mindset of that person. So I think strategically, if we talk about it, then it is a very smart move. And but majorly, friends, if you guys are thinking that the immigration authorities, if they are going to check your DMs, then that's not going to happen. They're just going to check at your post. Of course, we are going to talk further in this episode, so stay tuned and stay connected. But they are not going to check your DMs, so it is a point of relaxation. So don't be worried about it. The post and the likes and more things are going to check. And yeah, so majorly it's about security. And that's all. I think this is the first segment, and of course, we are going to continue more and more. So, yeah, Nipasa, why don't you add more onto the conversation and let our viewers, more about this topic?
Sure, Sam. I don't know it's funny or not, but it just took me to this when smartphones came in, right? Especially with these cameras, the front camera, the background camera, we always felt like we were being watched. I don't know if you two felt that, but it's just giving me that same feeling again. You never know who's really watching you, and if really there's somebody to monitor you, maybe
Mhm.
there's some things which you have been constantly speaking through your phone. I mean, could be on your WhatsApp with your friends, could be on social media with many other friends or communities. I mean, these groups, where we are so actively participating just because we're so passionate about it. I mean, things like these could just backfire, and that's what is happening, I would say. I know, like, there's no alien, or there's not really somebody like a real person watching you through your phone, but it's like almost similar, right, Sam? Like, you don't know.
talk about datas and talk about privacy, then of
Yeah,
course, if we also talk about hackers, the
yeah,
hackers, those who can hack anything. So of course we can't assure anything 100%. There's guarantee about anything, about safety or anything. Even if we talk about this idea or this new policy that is being implemented about the social media, this was
mhm,
also started in 2019, during the previous administration. The only difference this time, it is becoming a little, I would say, people are becoming more stressed and more tensed, because now, each authorities, they are going to have a proper check for each individuals whom they are going to give the visa, or whom they are going to see whether that person deserve this or not. So now the policies are becoming very stricter and very detailed also.
yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
hmm,
And so basically, you're, asking for permission to come into the US, and you really need to assure them that you're not coming here for anything else, but only what
yeah,
you've mentioned, and see that your documents are really up to date and you have no bad history, because everything is going to be questioned, scrutinized, and researched. Every case is given a lot of attention to, especially with regard to immigration, right? So
yeah.
let's do that. And coming back to our topic of discussion, what I wanted to talk about right now is what type of social media content is considered a red flag. And
Wow.
let me tell you that it's not all social media posts which are treated equally. But yes, immigration officers are, they are instructed also to look for posts that promote or endorse, what we can say are, flagged rebellious organizations, or these ideologies which we shouldn't be following. And these are like extremists, I would say, very, very, yeah, I mean, you know it, right? And it includes not only direct statements, but um, it's all, I mean, advocating violence, but also symbolic gestures. Even if you're slightly giving them an idea that it's just a gesture. So your hashtags, your group affiliations, and even the shared content, that could also be seen something like sympathizing with these flagged rebellious organizations, I would say. So avoid, friends, especially if you're in this country, if you're here to study, if you're here, I mean, keep your radical ideologies just with you. I mean, let's not be way too loud. I know you have these platforms, various platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X. Just like we are also there. But I mean, these are not for just being so out loud about these things, especially if you're a student, or you're here coming to another country, and if the country doesn't support all that, then why even talk about it? Why be so loud about it and gain attention, unnecessary attention, I would say. What makes it particularly complex is the context. An applicant may share, well, could be a political cartoon or a comment on a conflict, and without any bad intention, any ill intent, I would say, but it could backfire, like we have been speaking. So it's just better avoid right now. And it may still be flagged. We don't know. It could be perceived as supporting all these sorts of radical ideologies, which we do not want to give out the idea right now. And in recent cases, we have also heard and seen that folks out there are facing arrest, and visa revocations are also linked just in part to their online activities. So what can you say, right? It's better to, because there's a very, very thin line, whether you talk about thin line between activism and commentary, and the threat, that is increasingly blurred.
Mhm.
It's this thin line is getting blurry, so it's just better to avoid all of these things. And yeah, let's not take too much risk, especially when it comes to content in social media. Okay, let's stay safe, let's play safe, I would say. So yeah, Sam, I think with that, I would just quickly like to say hello to folks out there who have joined us. Dula, Ishita, thank you so much for joining us. Sunish, with your questions and comments. We are going to take them up very, very soon. But Sam, I would also like you to touch up on, how are these social media platforms being used for vetting? Because it's definitely what's happening.
That's right. And I think that's a very important part of today's webinar to cover as well, like how are social media platforms being used for vetting. Vetting as in review a person's background before giving a visa or green card. So, of course, if we talk about when people don't realize that their social media activity can be part of their visa or green card application process, then it is quite surprising. And I think, now whatever it is happening, it is important for everyone, to go with the laws and go with the rules, how it is happening and how can we follow it. So it is important to know, friends, that when you apply for a US visa, you may be asked to give your social media username for different platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube, LinkedIn, any other social media platform. So this has actually been happening, as I mentioned, since 2019. And it's not new, of course. If people are thinking that this is a new policy or a new change, then no, it has been, earlier also in 2019. But what's new now is that immigration officers are looking more closely at what you post online. So this is becoming, very minute details are being observed, and of course, more and more, we can't take any risk, and even small hashtags are also being paid much attention. So now the big question is that what do they check? So USCIS and DHS use both human officers and AI technology to carefully review your public activity on social media. So of course, it's not going to happen, that there will be so many immigration officers and there are so many visas or so many applicants over there. So it's not possible to go each and every social media activity one by one. So of course, they will be using AI. They're going to take help from AI, and of course, human officers will also be there. So now, what they might look at, number one, who you are connected to. That means your friends, your families, or anyone whom you're following with accounts known for promoting anything. And what hashtags you also use, that's also going to be very play a big role in this thing. Hashtags are like labels, so if you often use any hashtags that are not according to the immigration policies, then that may raise concerns. Next is what post you like or comment. And even if you don't create the content, but still if you're liking the content or sharing it or posting it on your story, then also it's going to it will be like a major concern. Also, most importantly, your comment history. So even comments that you wrote years ago could be reviewed if they are public. So you have to be particular about that as well, and you have to go back to few years back, and you have to go through what earlier comments you have made. Also, groups and pages you follow, that is also going to be checked upon. Following or joining any certain groups may be seen as a red flag if those groups are, going against to the, I would say, the laws and the rules of the US immigration authorities, or anything, that is not according to the policies. Also, photos, videos, and captions. I think this is a very common thing. No need to discuss more on this, but images or videos that is not according to the laws, that can be used in the evaluation process as well. And majorly, now I know what you guys are thinking, that maybe the comments that you have posted years ago, maybe the pictures you have posted or the post that you have liked, you are going to delete it. But no, that is again a big mistake I would suggest that you guys are going to do. Please, whatever it is, don't try to delete it, because everything is in record right now. Many people are thinking that I'll just go and delete that post before applying for the visa application. Then no. If that post was flagged or reported before, then it could already be saved in the system. And deleting posts are not always gone, especially if someone took a screenshot or had already reported it. And about the private messages, as I said, friends, that normally private chats like DMs on Instagrams or WhatsApp are not going to review as part of the regular immigration process. Of course, when there is an applicant who are like a serious legal or national security case will be there, then of course their whole DMs, chats, and everything, phone calls, everything will be scrutinized or will be checked in a very detailed manner. But for regular applicants, of course, the DMs and the text messages are not going to be paying that much attention. The posts, the likes, or the hashtags that I have mentioned right now, they are going to be for the vetting process. So yeah, I think Nepasa, I have already given a gist in a gist like what it is going to be and how our viewers can take care of themselves, and especially now they have the pointers in their mind. You know how they can protect themselves and how they can protect. I mean, at least make their process little easier. So yeah, I think this that's all from my end, and please let our viewers know more about the topic so that they can be more careful and they can plan their journey or plan their travel in a better way.
Sure, Sam, and it's true, it's better not to delete anything, even if you. I know it's been like so many years you're on social media and you may not remember something you posted even a
Yeah,
year ago or 5 years ago because it's like you're so active every day. I know some things you may be very passionate about, and that could be your everyday, but I'm just talking in general, where we are more about entertainment. We are looking at content which could be funny to us, sarcasm and stuff like that. I mean, you will not remember all of that,
that's
but
right.
some things could turn up to backfire you right now because they're all watching. And mind you, AI is faster than humans, right, Sam? Uh,
Absolutely.
I mean, we could be slow. We will take ages to go through the process if we're going to go about it manually. But AI is super fast. I mean, you know what I mean. Even scripting, even writing any content, it's become super fast. So I'm sure this is just screening, filtering. And if you're actively using hashtags, some main ones could be the first ones they're going to go to who's been posting these hashtags.
Yeah.
So keep all of that in mind, friends. And I know you don't want to bring in more suspicion, so let it be. Let it be for now. Do not delete. Let's see what's going to happen, okay? And coming back to, who is most affected by this policy, then we already know that a lot of students have been affected and travelers have been affected also. This policy, it broadly applies to all visa categories, not just student visas, but everyone,
Hmm.
parents, and even employers, green card applicants. It's, disproportionately affecting certain groups as well, but yes, international students, asylum seekers, applicants from so many countries. Even, I mean, now we have countries from different colored zones, right? And if you talk about those zones also, it's crazy. Everybody is being scrutinized, watched, and many of these individuals have engaged, in political discourse also online, supporting, not supporting, but being very vocal about what they feel for, right?
Hmm.
And it could be some distress in somebody's state, somebody's country, and we are just being so passionately talking about it, whether we're supporting it, don't support it, and we can't delete all that. It's already happened,
Yeah.
so sometimes it's out of passion, sometimes it's like a coping mechanism, I would say, without realizing the implications. But yeah, it's happening now. And if you talk about, attending a peaceful protest, posting a picture with a hashtag, I mean, you may believe that these are exercising free speech, but immigration authorities could really interpret this in a very, very different way. So I would say just be careful. Recent reports have really emerged of students losing their visas being revoked. We don't really know who, but we hear so many. I mean, it's become countless now. It started with a few, then to a few hundreds, and now it's thousands out there. So, yes, I think we just have to remember to behave like a guest because this is not your home and you've asked permission to come into this home, right? And you just have to behave just like you would or you should, unless you're doing otherwise, then very simply put, you also deserve to go back to where you came from, right?
Yeah.
So yes, more family based immigrations from different regions associated with conflict, they're all very unaware and what content could have caused this issue, and
Yeah.
they're given very little chance, to explain or appeal. It's like, this is what you did and this is why you're facing this. Now you do just have 15 days, you need to self deport, go back.
Hmm. That's right.
What else can you do right now? It's like that's the only option you got, right? But I would say it's best to consult with an immigration attorney, especially if you're an immigrant. Just ask about, the different things that are happening, the recent updates, and how safe are you, or what should you do if you're feeling unsafe, or that you were too actively participating in, expressing something you were very passionate about, and that it's going to come back to you. Then you could also ask your immigration attorney, what should you do, and
Yeah.
what should your next steps be, and you very well know that you're going to be interrogated or questioned, or even asked to deport. But what should you do? I think every case is different, so do consult with your attorney, and subscribe to our channel, because we'll keep updating you with the latest updates that are going on, and that keep coming every day when we wake up. So I do hope that you have subscribed to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Check us out not just on YouTube but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Connect with us. I know it's socials again. It is important. So let's stay connected on our socials as well, okay? So
That's right.
yes, Sam, I think coming back to our topic, or should we take some comments right now?
Yeah, I think let's take because Sunish
Yeah.
is here and Ishita is also here. Okay, so let me take Ishita's comment. Hi, Ishita, and Ishita is saying there's no room in the US for rest of the world's terrorist sympathizers, and we are under no obligation to admit them or let them stay here. And this is said by DHS Assistant Secretary of Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin. So I think this is a comment. Okay, I think Ishita has put up DHS Secretary of Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin comment. And it is a quite sensitive topic to discuss on, and we have already discussed a lot about it. And that's right, rising tensions are taking place, and different people have their different opinions. But friends, you make sure that according to you, you have full of knowledge, you have full of information that's happening, and it's not only you have to look for what are restricting you, but you can also look at like what are the opportunities and what are the other options as well. And I think connecting with immigration attorney, it is the best option right now. And also, connecting with us on this platform is another best option. So, Ishita, I would suggest that till now, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please make sure to subscribe to this channel right now, and not later, right now, because of course we are go to source platform where we are trying to share these very important updates and most recent updates as soon as it just come into the policies. So yeah, I think Napasa, let's take the other comment as well. Sunish is here, so you can take up Sunish one.
Sure, but I think we should take Dula's comment as well. Are you send me free visa and ticket? I wish I could. I mean, I don't have all that money to sponsor you, Dula, but I do want to know, where have you joined us from and which country are you from? I would like to know what your qualifications are. What do you really want to come to the US for? What do you want to do here? But no, we do not really deal with those aspects. We do not sponsor any free ticket, especially. So, yeah, Dula, welcome to Immigration Talk Show. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't as yet subscribed to our channel, do subscribe. Maybe if you could ask so many more people to subscribe to our channel, we could think about sponsoring you a ticket. Why not? But I mean, that would really be a lot. When I'm saying a lot, maybe all of your country, maybe, or the whole province you belong to. But thank you once again. Let's go on to our next, Sunish. I'm very much concerned and I would like to have answers to a few of my questions. What types of social media posts or activities might raise concerns during the application process? I think this we have already discussed, and I hope that you were a part of this conversation we had. But even if not, you can always go back and watch this, discussion I and Sam had today, so you'll get your answer. Thank you for that. Let's go on to the next question that Sunish has. How might a social media post criticizing the US government or its policies affect a visa application? Right now, it is going to affect, because I'm sure all these immigration officers or CBP officers that you have to deal with before you enter the US, they could check out your social media posts, and they could check out, I mean, they have their, I mean, now it's AI, right, who is also helping them out. So they could just be able to trace that, even if you may not be able to, if you don't remember. And
Mhm.
that could backfire you. So I would take no chances. And yes, if you have criticized the US government or its policies, I mean, they won't like it, right? And you're going to come to this country. So why should they allow you to come in if you do not, if you're already against them or their policies? Think of it like in simple terms. I think it makes it less complicated. So, would you like to take the next comment from Sunish,
Sure.
Sam?
So this is the third question that Sunish has in his mind. And he's asking, how do US immigration authorities balance the need to screen for potential security risk with the right to free speech and online expression? Okay, I think that's a very intellectual question. And of course, whenever we talk about right to free speech, as we say, is that US is land where, everybody has right to speak and they can say anything. But I think now, of course, with different time and different government also, things are becoming little different, and things are becoming little more, I would say, stricter and faster also. So I think, Sanish, this time, of course, we are not getting exact answers. In fact, we are having lack of information everywhere. But I think this time it is better to do as what you have been asked to do. At least you will be in the safer side, and you won't be having any question mark on your status or on your legal rights. So yeah, I think that's about the thing. And also talking about like right to free speech and online expression. So of course we have told that people, those who are thinking that their DMs or their messages are going to be checked from the officers, then that's not going to happen. Of course, your post, your likes, or everything, as we normally say, that you're going to stalk that person. So I think now the immigration officers are going to stalk your account uh, from everywhere, from not only maybe today or yesterday what you have posted, but years back also, what comment you have put or what hashtags you have used, what, which post you have liked, which post you have shared, everything. So I would just suggest that till now, whatever you have did on your social media, just keep it that way only. But from now on, be little cautious and be little careful also before putting up anything. If you want to travel to the US, then of course we are here. And any question or any doubt, just simply come to Daily Immigration Doors. Put up your question here. It's not only that we are going to provide the answer, but we can also provide, we can also address your question to the immigration attorneys. And what best expert advice would that be, if the immigration attorneys, they themselves are providing the answers? So I think this is a great opportunity for you to get in touch with us and get in touch with the immigration attorneys too. So Sanish, I think this is the answer for all. Hopefully that we have, answered these three questions in a better way. In case if you still have any follow up or would like to know more, then please post them and we will definitely address them to the attorneys, and they are going to provide you the best answer.
Yes, for sure. And, to all folks out there, nothing like being neutral, being in the middle. I think nobody can harm you. And it's always best. I mean, if you have been a good person, when I say a good person, it means like, you have been cautiously not been hurting anybody's sentiments, then you're absolutely safe. Nobody can shake you down. So I do hope that you were doing that. And even if not, it's all right. I mean, who would have thought, that this day could ever come, that too in the US, right? I
Yeah,
mean, when we talk about US, we really think that everybody in the US is so, well, outgoing, open to all sorts of ideas, but that's not what's happening right now.
mhm,
We really need to make sure that you're not hurting anybody's sentiments, especially not the US I mean our administrations, or the policies which are currently activated, I would say. So
that's right.
yes, let's not hurt anybody's feelings. Let's not be overly rebellious. Let's try to do what we're here for, especially if you're an immigrant. When you try, if when I know sometimes you could get distracted. You could be led astray from your path or your focus. But try to go back to that day when you really thought, like, I want to go to the US to achieve this, or to study this, or to do this or that. Why was that first thought in your mind that you really wanted to come to America, right? Think about that and try to get back on your track. Try to refocus again, and all the best to all folks out there.
That's right. And I think, Nabasa, it's almost time. And I think we should wrap up. But just before wrapping up, I would just like to, brushen up with the important pointers that our viewers should know. And that's what the experts are also suggesting, that, friends, there should be clear rules. Of course, you should know what kind of posts are not allowed. Be very particular about that. Also, there should be, if someone is denied a visa, then you can also uh, will get a chance to explain, and they should be allowed to explain their side as well. And there will be transparency. Of course, the person should know that why they were denied, and was it because of post, also if yes, then which post. So you have also at least some questions to ask from the authorities, and also you have some rights as well. And if we talk about like the final thoughts, then of course US government right now is trying to protect its people, and I think that is good, because that is only their main agenda. And it's also important that immigrants are also treated fairly with these new changes and new policies, and there must be a balance between safety and justice. And yeah, I think with these ending points, it is very
Yeah.
important, friends, again, to make sure that you are liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, because we are here. We are here for you guys only. We are creating these content. We are coming up with such an engaging webinars only for you all, so that you can understand more and more about the topic, and get to know more and more about the updates, news, and the policies that's happening right now. So, yeah, I think that's all. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Nepalsa. It was lovely talking to you, as always. Excited for tomorrow's session. And Sanish and Dulo and everyone, who have joined us. Please make sure that you join us tomorrow again, not only on comments, but also on call. So we'll be waiting for you guys. Till then, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And also keep watching Immigration Talk Show. It's me, Sam, with my co host, Napasa, signing off for now.